Hello, friends. Welcome in. Happy Sunday. Hello. Hope everyone's weekend has been going well. Super chill, I hope. I can only hope. Doing well. Allergies are getting me a little bit. I think it's just because of the change of the season, but I think it's inevitable. It's inevitable. Take our medicines and move on with our day. Oh my, Chris, thank you for the 5 months, man. Oh my God, Dracone. Oh my God, 17 months. 17. Welcome back, dude. Appreciate you. Carrot, thank you for the 4 months. What up, homie? Appreciate you guys. Bella, thank you for the 4. Zombie, thank you for the 3. Hello. Hey, how are you? Ah, change is inedible. Roger that. Spring season pollen. I think part of it, honestly, man, I think part of it is my neighborhood. My neighborhood, they're doing construction stuff like all the time. And I think honestly, them doing what they're doing is just kicking up tons of everything and it just spreading across. And my allergies are like, no, I'm not having it. So that's all right. We'll be all right. Wereaboo? What up, homie? Oh my goodness. But yeah, here we are. Emerald, think of the 8 months. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How we doing? Riley, welcome in. Hi, Zero. Dom, hello. Wereaboo? What's up, homie? Sil, thank you for the 2 months. Having a good day. I am so far. I am. Definitely not too bad. Kids have been pretty chill. Wife and I have been doing our stuffs and our things. Yeah. Been sick with stomach and respiratory issue. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, man. It seems like a lot of people are getting hit right now. Again, for me, it's the change of the season. When the season changes, my head is like, I'm going to explode. But at the same time, my nose is like, I'm going to explode. So you just learn to live with it, I guess. It's okay. Mermaid, thank you for the biddies, dude. Appreciate you. Oh, Blondie. Hi, friend. So sad, man. That's all right, Key. Key, never. No. Listen. I'm sorry you were not here as well, but that's why the VODs exist, which is a great thing in case there's something that you miss that you wanted to see. The VODs are a great way to catch up on your own time for sure, and they're on the YouTubes on the VOD channel. Yeah. Schools have been closing. Wait, what? I'm stuck at work. Oh, zombie. I hope work's not too bad, man. I hope it's not too bad. Just all, yeah, in general, face explosion. Yeah, basically. Nose feeling like it's going to explode is so real. Yep. How's wife doing? She's doing well. She's doing well. She's upstairs chilling right now, working on stuff. Yeah. Yeah, no monkey business. Hello. Hi. Withering Wedge, thank you for the biddies, dude. Oh my God, it's a slow roll. Ooh, woo. I am, sir. How are you and the missus? How are you guys doing? Don't know why I added the question mark. I hope you're doing well today. I'll take it as a question. That's fine. Yeah, that works. Captain Space Face. Thank you for the prime, man. I'm learning this 3D printing stuff. It isn't going great. Oh my God. I would love to do that kind of thing. I feel like I would be too invested. I feel like I would start to do it and then I wouldn't stop. And then I would have a basement just full of 3D printers and my wife would hate me. I think she's okay with my stupid nerdy things. She's okay with that. I think that would probably be too much. I think that'd be too far. Yeah. Dwally, thank you for the biddies. Shush, my show's on. Unfortunately for you, the show talks back. Any advice for the APOC challenges and Phas? My best advice for you is to watch someone that does them all the time. I could give you my advice, but I don't do APOC challenges all the time. But you have people like Dave, Nuka Dave, who does them all the time. So NUKADAVE. He does APOC challenges all the time. If you're going to get advice from somebody, he would be the guy. Yeah. He knows where to go, what to do, where not to go, what not to do. What printer do? I don't have one. I was going to say, oh, if you might be talking to them. I was going to say, I don't have one. I have 0 of them. I have no interest in it. If I want something 3D printed, I will pay someone to 3D print something for me. Yeah, I'm not going to do it, which I do need because I need to put things on my shelves, not in here where my VHS stuff is. Yeah. Def Not Mayor, thank you for the prime. Appreciate you. Or was that a normal sub? I missed it. Frog, thank you for the biddies. And Lovely, thank you for the gifted. Oh, my Lanta. So many tings. Did I see a Tash? I don't know. I thought I saw a Tash. I might be blind. I think I am blind. It's okay. Nelly, thank you for the biddies. Compare what you want. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I have no idea what I want. Playing Phas? Yep. Yeah, if you're ever curious, Tiger Shark, what I'm doing today, you can always look. I don't know if you're on mobile, if you're on desktop, but if you look below the stream, you can see what game is listed there and possibly what we're doing. I know on Sundays, I always say comfy cozy, but yeah, comfy cozy Phas. Yeah, we'll see. I might be in a different kind of mood today, so we will see. Thank you for all the biddies, guys. My God. Mermaid, Carrie, thank you, guys. You did. I thought I seen it. All I see is Rocket. Well, I guess that's what we have to play then. Well, sorry, guys. No Phas today. Slow said we have to play Rocket League. Tyler, what up, homie? Maybe a game with Doc. Another day, for sure. I'm sure we'll have other days. He's doing his... Doc is streaming right now. Doc is streaming right now. Go make sure to go give that man some love. Yeah. Glacius! There's my stomp it down, brethren. Mr. Glay, how are you, friend? How's it going? How's the weather? Hey, Will, how are you? How's the weekend been treating you so far? Not bad, man. Not bad. Feels like it's going by quickly, of course. Yeah, I used yesterday as kind of as my rest day. And then today I'm going to try to be a little bit more active. So yesterday I was pretty chill. So we'll see how it goes. PSU, thank you for the gifted Chikaro. To Chikora. Sorry, I can read. That's fine. Jin and Parabolic, welcome in. Today is our comfy cozy Phas day, but I don't know, man. I'm kind. This sounds really dumb, and I'm gonna regret every minute of it. I'm kind of in the mood to play large maps today. I don't know why. Probably because I don't play them often. I purposely don't play them often because they take so long to do. I'm just in the mood to play them today. Yeah. Might have missed the combo about it, but are you doing a St. Jude campaign? Yes, in May. I always do it in May, Hale. From May 1st to the end of May, that is my St. Jude campaign. Chatty sick. Are you under the weather? Listen, man, I don't do them often. So I feel like it would be, I feel like, we go to one, and then if we regret our decisions of the painstaking process of the walk of death, walking into high school, it's kind of like Judge Dredd when they send you on the walk. It's the same thing. So we'll see how it goes. Prison, high school, Sunny Meadows. Yeah. Turned 15 May. Nice. GG's. High school time? Yeah, probably. I'm feeling it. Yeah, John, thank you for the follow, man. Welcome in. It's the Bleasdale sickness. Oh, no. There's a sickness in there we didn't know about. I struggle doing the large maps solo whenever I play Phas because they scare me to death. For me, it's not they scare me. For me, it's I know for a fact I'm getting a ghost that's going to be 30 miles away. And I'm going to, like the complaining we do when there is a Point Hope ghost that's all the way at the top and you have to walk back and forth. The same thing. It's just instead of having to walk through every single room, you're just having to truck across the entire map. Need to send you a DM at some point. It feels like it's been over a year. Yes, sir. Absolutely, Mr. Slow. Yes, please. I like large maps, but I tend to get unlucky on them. Yeah. Like upstairs, like B block, upstairs. Yeah. I feel that. But then there's days we don't. I don't know. There's days where we all of a sudden get like a front entrance ghost. You don't know till you try, man. You don't know. What is my least favorite cursed object in ghost type? Probably Goryo. It used to be Ure, but I feel like they've been more willing to do their abilities lately. So it's been a nicer ghost to have in a manner of speaking, even though they're still not great. Goryos just suck. They just suck. It's about like, I always think of it in no evidence runs. Like a Goryo sucks. That ghost sucks. My least favorite cursed object, it's probably the summoning circle, honestly. Flabby Matt! Think of the subs, dude. I don't mind that on Sunny Meadows because it's such a cool looking map. That I would agree with completely. That is a really good point, April. You don't mind that map being so large because the ambiance of the map is so great. All the random sounds, the creepiness of it, the difference between each of the corridors and all the rooms and yeah, like it is interesting the entire time. When in high school, it just sucks because the entire map is the same. Yeah. It's just, every time you go down another corridor, it sucks. What's up, Ethan? Welcome in, man. Oh, are we doing hope? Are we doing Point Hope? Because it's deceivingly massive. Maybe. Do you play with viewers? I do. Yeah, if you're ever curious what kind of stuff I do, you can go to my YouTube channel and see all the different types of stuff that we do. Between playing solo, playing with friends, playing viewer games, playing different games with friends, different games, viewer games. It's just, there's a whole slew of stuff. Yeah. It's cool, but I can never find the ghost. That's obviously, I don't want to say obviously, that's not the right thing to say. It's more than likely the reason most people don't play those large maps. Or they play them at least the least. Yeah. What's your most funny moments with Flash? You know I'm Flash, right? Did I miss it? Am I okay? Mom? Sorry, I had to have an extra think. I wanted to remove the music from my brain so I could figure out what the hell I just read. Wait, you're Flash? Wait, no, you are. I'm in the wrong place. Oh, Doc. What's my most funny moment with Doc? Oh, I don't know. There's so many, man. I don't think there's one that sticks out of my brain. Even Rafa. Wait, you're him? Met with Doc. Oh, dude, I don't know. I honestly, it's really, really hard to know which one. I'm sure that there are people that have their favorite moment of like, this moment of you guys was my favorite. Mine with him? I don't know. There's so many. It's so hard to just pick one and say, that was the moment that was the funniest moment we've ever had. That's hard. Spooky Time Pizza. What up, homie? I only play Sunny Meadows Prison High School with friends. Way too big for me to do alone. And it's more entertaining when you play those maps with other people. Way more entertaining. So much better to hear your friends screaming down the hallways, right? It's so much better. Absolutely 1,000,000%. Terry, 1,000,000%. Ice, thank you for the 5 months. So I don't know which map we're going to start on today. I am going to get Phas loaded up, though, so we can get cracking. Yeah. Appreciate the hype train, you crazy beans. Thank you, thank you. Do I play with viewers sometimes? Did I not just answer that? Wait, wasn't it you that just asked that? Do you play with your viewers or just by yourself? Right. Didn't I? Do you play with viewers sometimes? Yes. Am I taking crazy pills? Will you teach us how to loop? I have to learn how to do it myself. My looping, I feel like, is luck. I don't feel like mine is strategy. Maybe it is. I don't. Need to take my sanity meds? All right, dude. Let's go take our sanity meds. I'm losing it. Here. Wait, no, they're over here. See, look, that's we're already psyched. We lost it. Here. Which kind should we take? Shido, what's up? Welcome in. Maybe the answer changed in the past few minutes. You know, that's fair. Very fair. Ah, you had surgery. Found we're recovering. Oh my God. Ham, I don't want to like get personal with you and ask about what the surgery was or anything, but I hope that it went well, friend. I hope that it went well. My goodness. Lily, welcome in. Hi. Gonna need the yellow tube, my dude. Roger that. Do a little scooch. Do a little scooch. We'll go to the correct one that we need. That one's going to give us the max amount of, hey, you're not as crazy anymore. That sounds good. Started playing Phas a week ago. Excited to see someone who knows what's going on. I would say I partially know. I know like this much. Like this much more than somebody else. Wolfie, welcome in. I will never, ever, ever claim to know everything. I will claim that I know a bunch of things, but I will never claim to know everything. I will get things wrong randomly here and there. I mean, I'd say every day. Flash knows what's going on. No, he doesn't. That's a lie. I'm being entirely too productive this morning. It's great. What do you mean too productive? You running around the house cleaning like crazy? Don't let him fool you. He does. No, you lie. You hush. You hush. All right. We'll do a lap around the lobby and see, make sure the game is running okay. Past couple times, maybe we've just been dealing with random lag stuff. So we want to make sure that it's not doing it. YouTube stream stuff. Oh, let's go. That's a good feeling, man. Getting videos prepped, or you're just adjusting stream stuff. Maybe you're adding channel point redemptions, whatever it may be. Adjusting commands, going up and cleaning up stuff. It's nice. Yeah. No, I'm Hush. Oh, okay, fair. Sorry, Hush mate. It's listen. Everyone's name, like in chat, inevitably reaches some point where every word we say, it's someone in chat. How do you check in? Channel point redemption. What's it do? It just lets you know how many times you were able to be in the stream and check in. Yeah. Because we don't have the feature that was given out to some streamers, not all, where you can do the whole, I guess if you would call it check-in, whatever thing. We had to create one inside of StreamerBot. Yeah. What's up, Neon? Any tips for the current weekly? What is the current weekly? Or what? Hello? What was the current weekly? No pills, no sanity. Edgefield, any tips for the current weekly? If you do not play a lot of Nightmare, Insanity, no evidence, if you really rely on the evidence, which is absolutely fine. If you haven't learned that stuff yet, you haven't learned it. My advice to you, honestly, don't make it harder than it needs to be for yourself. Go into the challenge, see if you can tell the difference from the ghost by speed, by sight, things like that. If you're having to get down to the nitty gritty where you're talking, it could be a Goryo, a Banshee, stuff like that. Honestly, man, one of the best things you could probably do at that point is just reset. Leave, throw a guess into the air, come back and try again. Because if you don't know the abilities, it's tough. But like somebody just said in chat, Jin and Parabolic, the cheat sheet has a lot of really good information. The hard part is going to be taking all that information and trying to sparse it down so that way you can quickly figure out what you're dealing with. That's a little hard. But if you think it might be a certain ghost, look at the cheat sheet, look at the little notes it gives you about that ghost, and try one of those things if it has something you can actually try. It might not. It might not. We'll see. Jay Crafter, what up? Speed, thank you for the 10 months. Hello. So, honestly, like here, well, let's do an example run. Let's do an example run. I'll show you what I mean. If I knew none of the ghost abilities, let's just say I kind of sort of knew speed a little bit, but not a lot, right? If I struggle, I guess, which is totally fine. Not every single challenge is going to be easy, and it shouldn't be easy. It should challenge you. That's the whole point of it. But let's go in here real quick before we do anything else. I'm still dealing with random lag stuff, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I have no idea how to deal with it. It's just random. All of a sudden, my mouse will feel like it's bugging out. But it's not my mouse. It's like the game itself. All right. Edgefield. Here. Let's go into here. We'll go into here. We've already done the weekly. We've already done it. Might still be the game. Okay. So, what you can do, you know that you have no sanity and you have no evidence. What I personally would do is I would go in there with incense, obviously the lighter, a crucifix. Now, you don't need to worry about objectives with the weekly. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff at all. May need an uninstall. Maybe. It could be worth it. You never know. Hi, Juju. And then if you're worried about sight, you can either A, have a flashlight on you, which is going to be a little bit dangerous because the ghost is going to know where you are, or B, throw it in like that so you have a little bit of line of sight so you can see what's going on. But what I'll do is I'm going to throw an EMF in here. It was interesting. Yeah. All right. So if the ghost, well, I didn't need that, did I? Because I have the flashlight on. With this being here, if it's a Raiju, it's going to speed up when it rounds this corner. But there's different things that you can do to test for ghosts. But if you're like, I don't know how to test for it, this is what I would do. I would try this. Go in here with a crucifix. No power, right? Crucifix is down. This whole area is covered. I just heard it throw a paint can. That sounds normal. Okay. It almost sounds a little pillow-footed, but it's hard to tell. Is the power broken in this weekly? I remember. Oh, wow. Around the corner, it farted on me. It starts on. Oh, it starts on? Oh, well then it's not a djinn. It already cracked our power. I walked in and the power was off. Okay. So, let's go grab another one of these just in case. It usually starts on. Yeah, so that must mean that it turned it off. Interesting. It might have pathed around that. That's why I wasn't sure. But this way, we can see the ghost a little better. So, what do we know? That's an event. It probably knows where I am now. What are the odds, though? Oh, it walked in this one. Never mind. Okay. It walked in the salt, so it's not a wraith. It farted on us. It's not an Oni. Very, very normal, right? All right. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to look at it. And not a djinn, right? Looked pretty normal. I might be dead. Now, the nice thing about this weekly is if you got by the ghost, you don't lose anything. Didn't speed up near electronics. What else do we know? Turn off the power. We don't know about the orbicals. We don't know about that. I can't rule. Well, no, I turn off the power, so it can't be a djinn. Normal speed. Right. So at this point, you have to ask yourself, if I don't know a lot, do I continue to try or do I call it and move on? Did you smudge timer? I did not for this one. No. So that's the real question. Are you redoing it? I'm just kind of showing what I would do if I didn't know a lot about the ghosts. It seemed pretty. Oh, that's right. I can't check for orbs. I literally can't check for orbs. Let's see if I can go to the power real fast. All right, so switch here. Switch here. Over here. There's our juice. The basement is red for no reason. We don't need that on. Hey, Big, how are you? Panda, thank you for the 9 months. All right. Yeah, you have headgear, but the problem is that it's only useful if you're playing 2 players or more. Still normal speed. After a couple of hunts, this ghost is still normal speed, so it is probably a normal speed ghost. No blinkies like a phantom. Speed was normal with power on and off. We'll say no mimic for now. I don't think it's an obake. I didn't do a yokai test. Yeah. So again, at this point, it's completely up to you whether you feel like you want to continue to try and narrow down the ghost one by one, Or if you're like, I don't know a lot about this, I can't deal with this, I'm gonna guess and go. Yeah. How do you know it's not an Abake? I don't know 100%. I'm just going off of what it seems like. By watching the ghost hunt, we're gonna know if it's an Abake. Could use the paw. I could. I could. I mean, the benefit to using the paw would be locking it in its room. Right now, the paw is not going to be super beneficial to me. Upping the activity a little bit. I'm just waiting for it to hunt. We're going to do a yokai test. We'll try. Mika, thank you for the follow. Like I said, we already did the weekly. We're just now doing a quick little run to show you could get it to a vent and take a picture maybe for Abake. That's a phantom test, but I can tell if it's a phantom or not by the blinks. Wishing for sanity works with the ball. Right. I mean, if anything, it would help you if it's an early hunter. Yeah, you can tell by the blinking if it's a phantom or not. That's not necessary. Boneless pizza. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm good. Oh, you sicko. Not super good at the blinking yet. That's okay. No worries. Boneless. Wish for sanity was shocked that I made it out of Edgefield. Thank you. We're gonna wait for it to walk over there. Yep. Not a yokai. Smudge. Allergies get bad. It's definitely getting there. For sure. So it's definitely not you. Turn this on. Turn that. Thank you. Damn. What I could do Onryo tests. Photo jam. All right. Play the piano for you. Let's see, put that guy over there, put that guy over there. I don't think it's throwing enough to be one. We could take the shoes and try that though. You son of a bitch. This. Here, we'll have these shoes. We'll just have these shoes. Go. That looks good. That's looking good. That was really weird. Getting Goria vibes? I don't know. I'm not sold. Give. Here, he's gonna go around this corner. Make sure we've got it covered. So it doesn't look like it threw a lot. On a 180-second timer, I believe it hunted at 60 seconds. Like when I had 60 seconds left, meaning normal. So do you see what I mean at this point? It seems like it's a 90-second hunter. You can really start to dwindle this down, or what you can do is just guess and go and hope that you get a better one. So we could continue testing, trying to figure out what it is. It's been hunting from the same spot every time. It doesn't necessarily mean that it is a Goryo, but it could be. It's been doing nothing else to give out anything else. You know what I mean? So there's tons and tons of different tests. Only certain ghosts have certain tests, and some have none. Oh, I can't change rooms on this challenge. Okay. Oh, Andrea, there we go.
I've got some jobs ready for you.
So yeah, on a challenge where the ghost can't change rooms and you get no evidence, good luck if you have a Goryo. Best of luck. But if you go back in and you get it, you know what? I'm just curious. Let's see if it gives us a ghost at a different speed. I'm curious now. Okay. Now I'm just a curious little rhino. We're going to take this, this, and this. You bitch. Immediately shuts off the power. What an a-hole. That's an Oni. So, how do we know that's an Oni? Do you see how visible the ghost is? You can see it a majority of the time. So that's going to be either an Oni or a Mimic. But odds are in your favor to go Oni. If you have a second person with you, you can check for orbs. If not, just go for it. Why not? So, we'll see if we got duped by Mimic or not. Nope, it was an Oni.
I've got some jobs ready for you.
But it's just one of those things that you learn over time. You learn to know what it looks like when an Oni is hunting because you know how visible they are. And that, opposed to the other one, took us 1 minute and 6 seconds. So if you're not worried about sweating out the challenge, go in, try. If it's not a good ghost, if it doesn't seem easy, just leave and try again. There's no punishment to try again, man. None at all. Oh, PA Splats, hello. Again, you're provided the equipment. You don't lose anything if you die. Just go for it, man. Just go for it. What level am I? This one. Whole house is sick, Melanie. I'm so sorry. Me, Chingus, and Ducks. Oh, I appreciate you. Those are both very, very, very amazing Phasmo players. All right, let me add my Equip Monk back. Then we got to decide what large map we're doing. Why? I don't know. I guess I like Pain. I don't know. There we go. Disable, enable, Greater Rock. Let us do the ting. Little Hope. Point Hope is not a large map. Can I get, do I have a mod that could do a poll between Prison, High School, and Sunny? It may not be big, but it's annoying. Yeah, that's true. Touche. Man, I gotta figure out what's, if it's the game, God, I hope that they figure it out because holy crap, dude, it's the lag is getting annoying. It is getting extra annoying. Because it's making everything lag for me. OBS, all the stuff. Was it Grafton or Bleasdale? What'd you say? that got updated. It was Bleasdale. This one. Grafton will happen this year. We don't know when. There is a poll in chat, though. There is a poll in chat. Yeah, I'm not completely sure when it's going to happen. Spicy Pam, thank you for the 20 months. Hello. Yeah, because if it's a my PC issue, then I need to get things figured out. That's the big deal. I can't have camera and Phas open. Good cardio. I mean, I plan on getting cardio today. I didn't want it to be in Phasmo, though. But I guess I'm kind of wishing that upon myself by saying, let's do a large map. So I guess it's kind of my fault. Kind of my fault. Yeah. We're now playing Viewers Diamond. Do I work from home or office? Both. There are certain days I work from home, but then most of the time I'm in the office. Most of the time. Emma, welcome in. Hello. There's a poll. Yeah, refresh the... If you ever don't see a poll, refresh the stream and you'll see it on Twitch. You do it to yourself. I know. I know it's my fault. Yeah, it's still there. You still have time. You do prison more, get lost in it. Yeah, the more you play, the better you'll get. The more you'll understand the map. For sure. Knight, how are you? Welcome in. I think it was a trick question. But see, again, I will reiterate, whichever one you make me go to, that's the one you have to watch. So, do you want to watch that? Have the kiddos watched Moana 2? They have. Yeah, we took them to the theaters to see it. It was good. I think that the music was lacking, but that's also because Lin-Manuel Miranda did not do the music for Moana 2. So that's probably why it didn't have those songs in it that felt like staples, like ones that are just stuck in your head. It didn't have them. Not in my opinion. Yeah. Hey, Stevie, how are you? Would prison be identified as a large? Oh, maybe it's not. Actually, wait a minute. I think prison is a medium map, right? To me, prison is a large map. It's like, yeah, I think prison is a medium map. I guess I was just thinking about maps that are larger in size, and prison immediately came to mind. I don't know why. I guess room size is why they classify it as a medium. Our room counts, but I don't know. It's large in our hearts. That's right. Yeah, hold on. If I go here. Yeah, so you have, for large maps, you have High School and Sunny Meadows. Medium, you now have Bleasdale, Maple, Point Hope, Prison, and Restricted. And then smalls, Tangle, Ridgeview, Willow, Edgefield, Camp Woodwind, and Grafton. So you have 2 large maps and 5 medium maps. I think of prison as a large map, even though you don't get a payout like it's a large map. You definitely do not. Cooper, what up, man? Prison always freaks you out, gives you chills. Gives you chills. Do I do this on Nightmare, or do we do something different? I'm cool either way. I am cool either way. Thought you hated High School. I do hate it, but I eventually have to play it. Eventually. Nightmare. Yeah. Love Nightmare. It's so good. All right, let's do a Nightmare at High School, because it is a nightmare. Nightmare with the Cursed, exactly. Yeah.
We've arrived. Check the equipment.
Pixel Pixie! Thank you for the biddies. Appreciate you, dude.
Reports of light switching. Possibly harmless.
No, Tori, because they're 17 minutes away. No, we'll just wait in the truck when the ads come. Helena, hello, welcome in. The True Endless Nightmare. High School. Wanted to torture yourself. Yeah, here we are. It's fine. Tim Smith, 25% parabolic and an EMF. We'll check the cams, even though High School I've probably had the least amount of success when it comes to seeing orbs or anything of the nature on cams, because there's only really a couple of spots that can actually be a ghost room. Like these hallways, okay, you can see the ghost, I guess, but they're not actually rooms, so you won't have the orbs. Yeah. It hit the corner. Let's go. What level were you before the reset? Like 112. Like 112, I think. Do random? No, I want to do a large map, and I let chat choose. Yeah. Is it possible to gift bits like a sub? I don't know, because if you gift bits to somebody, what would that do? I don't know. I don't think that would ever be a thing. All right, let's go with a flashlight. We'll go with a thermonermer and with a parabolic. This will be our loadout. So let's go find out where the ghosty is. First, we need to find out the power. Then once we find the power, then we start looking for ghost. Maybe we'll get lucky. I'm doing this to myself. I said I need to do large maps more often. So let's see. What is our cursed object? Oh, I thought I saw the board. I thought I saw the board. I got excited. It's the cards. All right. Well, we're leaving them there. I'm not touching them right now. Not touching them. Time for some mood lighting. Yeah. So you could get lucky with orbs on cams. You can. The lobby. There's a camera in the lobby. That is a ghost room. Yikes. Not the one. Not the one. Wish it was the mirror. Yeah, well, even the mirror's not that great because a lot of the rooms look so similar. It'd be really, really tough. Yeah. They should make a game mode where someone plays with a ghost. No, they would never do that. Nope. Then you're taking a PvE game, turning it into PvP, and now you've just changed the entire community. They would never do it. Nope. Nope. Never gonna happen. Been watching the YouTube videos the last 2 weeks. Managed to get to the point. 4.6. Heck yeah. Oh, sorry. Looking at chat. Damn it. It's upstairs. Yeah, I don't think so. Had no evidence at all, and it started hunting. It was really slow. Could have done no evidence there. Hey. No, don't do that to myself. Finally tuned in the stream. Yes, I'm shooting together. Oh, the problem with me and Insym ever doing anything together is our time. Our times are complete opposites. I like when he's streaming during the day. Most of the time, I'm actually working like my day job during the day, so it just can't happen. Yeah, I'm sure that's part of the reason we never have. Chaos, thank you for the 2 months. All right, so we've got the juice. Here, we'll go back down here again. We'll do a lap. We'll do a nice slow lap. You never know. It could happen. Cryptic, thank you for the follow. So this is the fun part. The fun part is trying to figure out where the ghost is. So we are going to creep our way up and down the hallways, hoping to hear some noise. Both like playing solo? Yeah, again, you get the opportunity. You also have the opportunity to talk to chat more and be interactive, which is super nice. I really enjoy. Wait, was that a thing? Was that happening when we just heard the ghost? Wait a minute. It was. Where are you? You in here, you nerd? Hi, Lucy. How are you? Mighty, thank you for the 2 months. Are you further? Gosh darn it. Love Coach. He's so funny. Is this your room? Dude. What? No, don't you do this to me. Hold on. Are you walking out into the hallway a bunch? Maybe not. All right. I've checked each of these rooms with the thermometer. Is it maybe not? I don't know where I heard it. We heard it. I have no idea. God dang it. I have no idea where we heard it. Maybe. Oh, I see breath. Oh, it's taking a poo-op. I was gonna say that bathroom door is open. I bet. Yeah, here it is. So it is in the second turlet on the left. Roger that. Hey, Sydney, welcome in. We freaking got it, dude. Cryptic, thank you for the sub. Appreciate you, man. All right. Go no flashlight. Yep, it's a poopy ghost. I used to get bathroom ghosts all the time. I feel like I don't get them as often anymore. Yeah, I think that kind of stopped. Mars, how are you? So as of right now, we have literally nothing. How many games have I played so far? Technically, 2 today. Stop being so stinky. Oh, because I'm not in the bathroom anymore? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That's logic. Definitely gonna take one of those, get one of these, get one of those, and go. The ghost he's trying to take a poo out? Tim Smith. Tim Smith. Interesting. Sydney, thank you for the membership, homie. Welcome in. 7 lights for the breaker trips. Are you talking about in high school? Tori, welcome. Hello. Back in a bit. Head's not being nice to me. Oh, no worries, Juju. I feel you on that one, man. Yeah, I'm feeling it too, but I think it's part of the allergy stuff that's happening for me. I hope you feel better. Lousy noties. I tried. I mean, I even started pinging my Discord myself when the bot was being dumb. That's an orbicle. And it touched Nanor. Yes, sir. All right. Oh, it took a poo up. Let's put this here. Try that there. Yeah, because I can always get another one. I think that'll work. No freezing yet. Dots, huh? We have Orbeez, yeah. All right, we'll go back. We'll come back. You don't pull up in the sink, Tim. Damn Skippy. Death Goddess, thank you so much for the prime. Welcome in. All right, we have orbs. All right, let's get more equipment and see if we can get number 2. No pun intended. Ghost couldn't make it to the toilet. Bro, it's right there. It's like 5 feet away. High school, woo! Nobody ever says that. Never. Spirit box, EMF, and hopefully the UV will be useful. I can't take that, so that means our sanity is too freaking high, dude. Too freaking high. Yeah. Hi, if you will even look at YouTube chat. Well, I do. So to assume that I don't is interesting. Toilets are occupado? I guess. I mean, that's absolutely possible. We'll watch this for a second. I don't know if I put the book in a good spot for us to be able to see it, but we might be okay. We will find out soon enough. Cryptic, thank you for the subs, friend. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's against TOS to have both chats on the screen or both notifications on the screen at the same time. So the one you see on the screen is Twitch. Yeah, they can talk to you guys. I can let them know what you say. Why don't you see your chat? That's why. That would be why. Yep. Am I live other places in YouTube? Yeah, the chat that you see on the screen over that way is Twitch. I always multi-stream on Twitch and YouTube when I can. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Bro, the toilet is on the other side of the wall. Is it that real? Is it that real? Pixel, thank you so much, man. Thank you. Walker, welcome in. I don't think so. I don't think we're going to get anything, so we're going to go back in with the rest of our Quit Monk and go find it. Go find out what it is. Thank you, Pixel. Here, we'll use this to see. Light the way. Edgefield? No. Negative. Off and running. Running. Can you tell Twitch chat I said hi? Guys, Sydney says hi. I know there are some people that do combine the chats and put them on the screen and all this stuff. I just know the reason that I don't is just because it is legit against TOS to do that. Listen. What's taking a poop? Uh-oh. Occupado. Red TOS. No, it's against purple TOS to have both chats on the screen at the same time. Hey, can you touch Nanor? I'm getting the lag stuff again, and it's not my PC. Oh, dude, if that's Phas, I swear. Like, I'm seeing it. As I turn, I can see it. I can feel the freaking random spurts of lag. Open the door. Where are you?
Far from there.
There we go. Drum, how are you? What up, Vib? How are you? Six shot, hello. It's the same on PS5. I'm so glad to hear people. I'm so sorry that you're dealing with that bullshit, but I'm very glad that there's a bunch of other people that are like, no, dude, I'm playing the game and I'm getting the same thing. Because then it's possibly not just a me thing. Mario Kai on Rio. Okay. It did seem kind of framey when you were turning. Yeah, and there's other people that are saying it's happening to them too. Yeah. So. It's a Yurei. It did its ability. That wasn't its ability. It did an event. Reached level 100 for the first time. Nice. Very nice. I get plenty of frame stutter on PC. All right. Well, I'm going to reach out to them again and see if they can respond and say, like, yes, we're noticing issues. Because if that's the case, then okay. Had a sarcastic spirit box response the other night. What did it say? My favorite one used to be, there was like an angsty teenager response. It would just say, like, hurt. New to the game, sorry for Mong. No, that's okay. What I would do if you're new to the game especially is I would not automatically assume it did this thing, so it's that, if you're not completely sure. I think it's definitely way better to go into a situation like that and say it could be this, it might be that. But there's plenty of times where someone's like, oh, it's this. I'm like, no, it's not. It could be, but it's not. Yeah. So what happened on that one, the reason it seemed like a Yurei ability is because the door shut, but the reason the door shut is because the ghost did an ability in the potty. It was over there taking a poo up. Yeah. What's up, AC? All right, I'm going to run ads real fast, guys. They're coming quick. So I'm going to go ahead and do them while we're in the truck so you guys don't miss anything. We'll just stare into the bathroom with a camera. Heard a streamer's getting in trouble with that before. Yikes. All right, 3 minutes, BRB. Go take a break. Go walk. Do what you need to do. 3 minutes. Did an ability in the potty. Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Which would be a shame if somebody made, okay, spider. Unnecessary roughness. Boo, 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 boo. Mac is very, very, very interested to know what my least favorite ghost is. Probably a Goryo. Staring into a bathroom stall is my favorite part of stream. I got you. Here we are. This is it. For the next couple, I'll just leave it on for a few hours. Yeah. Thank you, Matthew. Finally played Arcade Paradise. Ooh, it's a good game. It's pretty freaking cool. For like one of the little simulator type games, it's pretty rad. Break, listen, I'm just here to please. Just here to please. Was it Coach who jump scared on Point Hope with the voice changer? Probably. Yeah, I'd say more than likely. I did it to Doc as well, but I think Coach was the one where she like leaped out of her skin and crapped her pants kind of thing. Yeah. Partner wants to buy me a PC so we can play Repo. Yes, that's such a fun game. If you get it, you're gonna love it. It's great. Too good. Does the ghost have IBS if its favorite room is in the bathroom? Maybe. Boring? Sitting here for 3 minutes is boring? Well, no shit. It's supposed to be boring. I'm sorry. I could make it entertaining. What I could do is I could do this. Does that make it better? I got it. Here. Is that what you wanted? Maybe up and downs. Maybe up and downs. I think up and downs could be where the real entertainment lies. How about ceiling? That looks good. I'm down. How do I feel about jelly? Jelly's fine. I don't eat a lot of it, but it's fine. It's a nice ceiling. It's not bad. Most interesting thing ever? Hold on. I can make it more interesting. Is that Ellen? Ah, it's Ellen. Hi, Ellen. We just know who it is based on blurps at this point. Ellen, hi, friend. How are you? What are we doing? We were waiting for the ads to get over. So now they're done. We can go back in. Ellen, hello, my lovely friend. How are you? There's another amazing member of Midnight Society, Miss Ellen Squeams. Please go say hi. What are we doing? I was waiting for ads to stop. We know where the ghosty is. It's in the potty. We have orbs and spirit box, so it's one of these three. So we're going to go try some stuff and see if we can figure out what it is. Excited for the event this year? I'm excited in a manner of speaking. I'm very interested to see how it's going to go. Can I send you a link for the March? If you do ! Merch, the link will pop up in chat for you. Yeah. Lily Ritchie, hello. Thank you for the prime. All right, let's go. So hopefully we can do a successful on Rio test. And figure it. Yeah. Thank you, Derek. What's up, Arrow? How are you? Oh, my Lanta. Ellen! How are you, you lovely bean? How are things? My eldest son was just here and heard the turtle and turned around and left. That's fair. I probably would have done the same thing. Oh my god. Could still be a mimic. Oh, it could technically always still be a mimic if it's like this. Holy hell. All right, I think it does have IBS. It crapped in every single sink while we were, well, almost every sink. Luckily, it spared one. Holy hell. All right, do I trust hiding back here? I mean, I'm kind of going to have to. Here, we'll do this. Do this. Oh, okay, good. That stink is still spared. We're okay. We're okay. I'm going to go get the flashlight and then we'll do the on-radio test. The empty one's for me? Oh, it's an offering. And now, is he leaving it for me to wash my hands, or is he like, you know you want to? You know you want to. Gotta wash hands. Okay. I'll go wash my hands. What happens if you turn on a sink and then the ghost turns on the sink? Like let's say it interacts with the sink, even though I filled it with clear water. Does it automatically turn to poopy water? Like, how's that work? I don't know if I've ever even tried that before to see what would happen. It just changes to poopy water. It just immediately goes. Well, what are the odds that it's going to hit this one out of all 5? The odds of that are probably slim. My dad got my mom an espresso machine for her birthday. This is what makes you think of my dad got my mom an espresso machine? This is what did it for you? Brother, ooh. All right. Ghosty, I need you to blow out the firelight, please. Please and thank you. Ugh. No. Come on. Do the ting. This should cover all the way over here, yes? Yeah, that should. Can't see a damn thing in there, but that's okay. Oh, Matthew, I probably could. I probably could, but yeah, there's always new stuff that's being asked, but I could absolutely come up with some more commands. Yeah. Has it fatted on me? Well, it's a Mare Yokai on Rio combo. Yeah. Ghosty, please. In the toilet? Here. Hello? What the? What door did it just touch? Is that this door? What the fuck? Alright. Nice little double check just to be sure. That candle's gonna go out before it even... Look how cold it is in here. The ghost is here, but it won't do this. What's your name? You sack of shit! Hey! Tim Smith! Tim! Tim, I swear to God. Tim Smith. Tim? Timothy. Tim. Hello? My God. What the f is going on? I'm gonna have to go get motion sensors. I don't know where he is. Tim? That was a little suspicious. Tim? Was that like an FU? I don't want to blow out the candle. I'm not an Onryo anyway. Tim, could you do the ability again, please? Tim. I heard emotion sensors. I could really use a few of those. Hey, buddy, it's Mare. Hey, buddy, I'm just making sure. you turn the poop sink back on, it's... Wait. Oh, this? No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. At this point, this water stays the way that it is. Yeah. It definitely seemed like an FU mare ability, but we want to be sure of that because ghosts absolutely have the capability of just having really bad timing. Event? Oh, you sneaky bitch. Silencer, thank you for the biddies. Tim. Oh, you burst the lights too? God, what a butthole. Timothy! He really doesn't like this sink. Box. Good. Like, for a little better idea of where he is. Where are you? Tim, where are you? Uh-oh. Where are you? Okay, you're here. Do the ting. Damn. Hey, what's up, Mio? Oh, look. This went out on its own. It never blew out that firelight. Where are you?
I'm far from.
Okay. Try it again. Freaking candle runs out. Dude said nope. We think we got the mare ability. We really want to be sure of that. Where are you?
Far.
You're not far. You just pooped in the sink for like a 30th time. Do the ability. RV, they've already responded, dude. The middle sink is where the cool kids go. Oh. Roger that. Duly noted. Where are you?
The far reach
Where are you?
taken away.
Yeah, I'm a nightmare. Where are you? Are you here?
Found far from
Are you
there.
near? Where are you? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you?
Get away.
You're not taking away. You're taking a dump. Where are you? Are you here?
Found far from there.
Are you close? Where are you?
The far reach.
Come on, do it again. We're about to give up. What the hell did I just get stuck on? Oh, I got stuck on this. He's not going to do it again. There's a 10-second timer, like a cooldown on the light switches for you to test that ability. So you have to be careful, SpongeBob. Careful, a SpongeBob. Good aim! Thank you for the raid, man. Welcome in. How are you? He's got explosive diarrhea. Recommendations for someone who experienced nightmare for the first time. Like recommendations for somebody who's trying it for the first time? Welcome in. How's it going? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you?
Slipped away.
We're about to say F this ghost and leave. We're playing this game. Where are you?
The far reach.
Are you here? Are you near? Where are you?
Slipped away.
Also, it's interesting that I got it in there and not in here. Such an annoying ghost. Well, I hope you had a good stream. We have a high school ghost that's being a weenie. Being a weenie. Where are you? Are you here? Are you near?
Far.
Where are you? Notice how it's always far away. Where are you? Are you near? And it's also barely recognizing what I'm saying. Where are you? Where are you?
far and wide.
Okay, we're leaving. Yeah. They're far away. They're taken away. Just using the box to anger the ghost. Anger the ghost? I don't know if I'd say anger. But talking around the ghost will make it more active. It's just, we don't know the nitty gritty about how much more active the ghost will be when you're talking near it. We don't know the chance of making it more active by talking near it. We don't know any of that. Yeah. Bone? I'm not going to look for the bone. You lost your mind? This ain't no perfect game. Also, I'm much more down for playing larger maps if I'm not trying to do a perfect game to find the bone and spend 3 hours on it. When I know that I'm doing a game like that, I can be adamant and go look for it. That's fine. Chat likes cards. I'm sure that they do. This might be useless, but we'll do this. Got this. I got a smudge. Okay, we're good. You're on Team Ghost. That's fine. I think most are. It did 2 light bursts. We think it did a mirror ability. Yeah. Anything that results in flash with a death. That's rude. Are you in the game somewhere like the spirit box? What do you mean? Like somewhere like the spirit box? My voice, the only place my voice is on the spirit box. My dog is at Bleasdale. Yeah. She's at Bleasy Street. Is this too many lights? We should be okay. I can hear the spirit box from here. Death card, first card. No, it's gonna be Tower or Hermit. Can almost guarantee it. It's gonna be so stupid. Tiernan, thank you for the 2 months. Welcome in. A-Rod, thank you for the 4. What up, homie? My voice is on the spirit box? Yeah. Am I the elderly victim? Yeah, probably. It's not like it says elderly victim. You just hear, yeah, that's me. That's me. I should probably do this out here, because if it events, I don't want it to event in that room. Lovely. Is that a ghost fart? Ghost fat. Will it even make it here? Nope. There's the death card. Oh, I should have turned the other light on. Biscuits. Biscuits and butter. Let's see if the ghost comes this way. Hold on, wait. Wait for it. I guess it didn't come down that hallway. I thought it was. The lights were flickering there for a second. No noties from Twitch. Shocker. Yeah, that's absolute shocker, she will. That's why me going live at the same time every day is super. Well, every time I do go live, it's just super helpful when those things don't work and they don't send out notifications. Scared of starting Nightmare because I don't want to lose my stuff and I don't have much money. I would just wait till you have more. Wait till you have more money and then try it. Hey, Ty. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. My day has been good, Lucy. Was the website that has the notes? Exclamation point cheat sheet. Yeah, Ron, welcome in. Oh, thank you, Queen. Appreciate it. Right. Get that guy back on. Get that guy back on. Do I know the next viewer? No. If I did, I would announce it. No. We don't have the date set yet. It'll be next month. Oh, do 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 do. Oh, do 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 do. Oh, crap. Out here. Biscuits. All right. Let's see if Ghosty makes our way. Oh, we shall see. Ari, how are you? Welcome in. Amod, hello. Is it normal for the ghost to spawn on top of you if you use the mirror to trigger a hunt? What you see in the mirror is where the ghost was at that moment, but the ghost is moving. So that doesn't mean it's going to continually show you where the ghost is walking to. So careful, SpongeBob. Hey, Blazy, how are you? Could also use custom difficulties. Yes, you could. If you're not worried about gaining money, you could do a custom and turn. Yikes. Why did he come in here? That doesn't make sense. Queen, thank you so much. Hey, Streams Corner, how are you? What the hell? Timmy Peepin. Ari, welcome in. You want to take a dump? I don't want to take a dump. Fine. He said, I can smell you. Son of a bitch. Use the cards, they said. It'll be fun, they said. You'll enjoy it, they said. Oh well. Gamer Wolf, my friend. Did you wash your hands in the chocolate milk? No, I was getting mixed signals from him. I didn't know if he wanted me to wash my hands or to literally use the sink next to him. Oh no, is he coming right back here? Oh, he's not using the cards. I've been getting the High Priestess more often. Have another smudge? No. Negative. I have these. Maybe he has a crush. Oh, sheesh. I mean, damn, he could have just said so. Word on the street is you have a crush. Talk about poo in the sink because you were making chocolate icing? You're very welcome. Very welcome. Yeah, he went upstairs. Thoughts on the new map coming out? Well, we technically are supposed to get 3 more maps this year. Or so it is said. They've already said publicly that Grafton is supposed to happen, Tanglewood's supposed to happen, and a new map that we don't know what it is yet. You're not hunting. Yeah. That's all, folks. Oh, what a jerk face. Wait. Oh, it ate the crucifix. That's funny. Yeah, there's 3 more that are happening. So two remakes, 2 revamps, and a brand new map. Yep. Well, 3, not like 3 more. 4 this year, but 3 more since Bleasdale already came out. Yeah. All right, we have the Ghost. At no point hit below 25. I'm not stressing a perfect game at all. We think it's a mare. Sounds good to me. Ay, caramba. Totally forgot. I'm interested. I'm excited. I'm hopeful. We've said that before. Bleasdale is a super good jump in the right direction of what we want. So I hope that they continue to do it. Your internet decided to go out. Oh, I'm sorry, Key. Bye, Giggy. A nice, clean 2K. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Do we do a small map for like a buffer? I could. Do. Thank you for the follows. Ghost, appreciate you. Streams Corner, hello. Thank you for the follow. Oh, I'll do the wheel. I didn't realize we hit it. Thank you, friends. Yeah, I think so. I think it's a good idea. Maybe since we're doing a small map, we do like a no evidence run. Go to ghost. Ghost, evidence, 0. APOC 3. At some point I will. Yeah, someone commented asking if I like when I'll do a APOC 3 run at the new Bleasdale. I will when I feel a little bit more comfortable about where I can go. Yeah. What about no sanity? Sure. Player starting sanity zip 0. I mean, we might as well do this too, right? Just do a complete no evidence. I mean, no sanity run. Sanity drain. That's as high as it'll go. The lag. My God. Been struggling with APOC 3. Oh, like with the actual APOC 3. Did you hear about the trophy room exploit? Trophy room? The trophy room? You mean this? Hey, Shadow, I'm good. How are you? Oh, and Bleasdale. Oh, yeah, I know about that. Are you talking about the spot that the god spot that people go to? Yeah. Yeah. Which, I mean, you're not doing anything crazy necessarily. I don't want to use it, but I don't harp on anyone using it. They're not going out of their way to like do like the tent glitch inside of Bleasdale. I mean, inside of Woodwind. They're just walking into a corner and they can't get got. Whatever. It's, if anything, it's up to the developers to fix it. Yeah. So, unfortunately it exists, but it is what it is. I just don't use it. Because it's not going to be there forever, so there's no point in getting used to that, you know? Yeah. No point. Well, Shadow, I hope you had a good stream, friend. The tent thing ruins public lobbies. It's just annoying. It's just annoying. All right, what small map we doing this at? Oh, the wheel. Yeah, I'll do the wheel. Let's choose the map first, and then we'll do the wheel. We'll choose the map, and then we'll do the wheel. This is going to be a no sanity, no evidence run. Tangle. I don't want to do Woodwind. No. Prison. Hey, Wiz, how are you? Do a Willer Street? All right, we'll do Willow. But before we do that, let's give the wheel a spin, shall we? Every time we reach the daily goal, we spin the wheel. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. There we go. What's it gonna be? A summer. A summer. There we go. Go there. I beg. I don't think that's gonna. I don't think that affects the bot in any way. All right, it is set. If you are not subbed and you want to get one for free, this is a really great opportunity. By typing the word sub in chat, you are entered to win. What is Lock Tools? It's this really cool application that's just no longer being updated. They kind of abandoned it, but it still works for now. So I like using it. It's just a nice, simple way to do giveaways, which is super nice. If you are subbed and you enter, you have to pick somebody that is not subbed to win. This is obviously only on the purple side. This is just with Tweesh. Just with the Tweesh. But yeah, it's just a great opportunity. If anything, it gives you access to a bunch of emotes. You don't have ads or anything like that. But when it comes to the ads, for the most part, I try to stop gameplay anyway. So, yeah. I don't want subbing to be like I don't want ads thing. If you don't want ads, I would get Turbo. Turbo's the way to go. 1,000,000%. Hey, Wolfpack, how are you? You only have to enter once, friends. It's not like however many times you type it, you enter, you win. Nope. Just a one time. It's just a oneer. I'll give you guys 20 seconds to enter. 20. Yes, sir. Sid, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Overcome, hello, how are you? Welcome in, everyone. If you're not in the Discord already, there's the Discord. It is there in chat. So is the rest of the socials. YouTube's. I've been failing in a manner of speaking with short form over the past couple of days. I just haven't had time. I've wanted to. I just have had no time to post anything. So we will get there. But never stress yourself out with that stuff. If you can do it, awesome. If you can't, whatever, man. Oh, Fate typed win. So Fate's going to win. I'm sorry. All right. 5, 4, a 3, a 2, a 1. Who's that? Stony! Welcome in, friend. Thank you for the prime. I know, I love it. I love this app. I wish that they didn't abandon it. I love it. Crimson Holds! Crimson. Crimson, crimson, crimson. Crimson, crimson, crimson. Beautiful. Love it. All right. The deed is done, friend. The deed is done. Enjoy. Enjoy. It is not rigged. You guys just have to enter giveaways better. That's the truth. Morgan, hello. What are we doing? We're doing the wheel spin for the day. Gotta get good. You have a tiny bowl of shredded cheese. I had some shredded cheese with my egg sandwich. Yeah, it was good. Ty, you never have to apologize for not doing things, friend. You are doing something by being here. Pika, how are you? Bye, Shadow. Have a good one. Alrighty, we are going to do a no sanity, no evidence run at Willow. Willow is one comfy, cozy map. It is my favorite map, and we're going to make it not so comfy, cozy. Because I also have lower tier equipment, which is not the best thing to do, but you know what? It's a nice little challenge. Fun little challenge. Oh, BSEC, hello. How's everyone doing? Doing well, friend. How are you? We are doing just well. Alrighty. Keith Birch, crucifix, capture photo, and parabolic. Well, the fun part is that these are tier 1 crucifixes, so that means I get a single burn. So we need to be careful, SpongeBob, for sure. But I'm probably going to go in double smudge. Probably going to do it this way because it just seems the most appropriate. Just in case Ghosty spawns on top of us. What do you mean? Tier 1's the best. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to do this. I'm going to go get a flashlight. We're going to put that at the front door because I can't see squat. No, Sam, I leave it the same every day. I don't change it. Nope. Nope, the monthly might change, but the daily stays the same. For sure. Wiz, thank you so much for the sub, dude. Welcome in. Hello. All right, let's get flashlight, UV, just to be able to see. It's a no evidence run, so this isn't the most helpful thing in the world. It's just so that I have more light. If the lights go out, I have UV. It's something that I can look at and visually know, oop, I'm around this corner. It's helpful. Works for me. But when I walk in here, I'm not going to have the flashlight in hand because I don't want the ghosty to know right where I am. So we'll do this. We do this, this, and we go. smudge. Basement. You sound awfully fast, friend. Done. Go to the power. Probably gonna hunt. It sounded really fast. It sounded like possible Thay fast. It was pretty fast. Rev? No, it has no line of sight. It has no sense of where I am. That sounds like a Thay. A Thay would be faster than a Moroi. It would be. Yeah, if the Thay hasn't aged at all, it's faster. Because I have no sanity, so the Moroi is going to be as fast as it can be without line of sight. Oh. Huge boner in the kitchen. So what I could do is I could give the ghost line of sight. Well, that's spicy. But Moroi is fast with line of sight. Full line of sight, the Moroi is faster. Yes. Did I download software to see easier? No. I'm not using anything outside of the game to see better. Negative. What? Hold on. Didn't seem like it was getting faster. Did it? I didn't give it a lot of time, but it definitely didn't seem like it was speeding up. Love the videos and the shorts. Thanks for the great tips. Of course, Obi-Wan. Appreciate you. Using the looking ears. Same speed. Yeah, we could give it more, but I don't think it's necessary. Crucifix, capture a photo, and parabolic. All right, we're going to bring in this. Going to bring in this. Going to bring in this. You thought it had line of sight? It didn't seem like it to me, but we could test for it again. So you never know. Slump! Gotta love the comfy cozy big map. No evidence. Run Sunday. I know. Listen, with Sundays, I'm just a big fat liar at this point. Slump, thank you so much, man. Yeah, I'm just a big old fat liar. I know. Oh my goodness. Holy prime, Batman. Jesus, back to back. Sid, Hip, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. I don't know why I keep going back to that camera. It's literally not helpful for us at all. We're going to leave that there for now. We're going to take these. Oh my goodness gracious. Could you go hang with it, see if it slows down? Very true. Yeah, we could, I could smudge, find out where the room is, and then get it to slow down that way for sure. We're just getting everything to the door, so that way we can get a perfect game out of it. Why not? Yeah. When it comes to the lighting of the game, all I did was turn up my brightness. I did not download anything. I'm not using any software to change it. Nope, not at all. What you guys see is what I see. Could I do an Onryo test? An Onryo would not be that speed. At the beginning of the match, it's impossible for an Onryo to be that speed at 100% ghost speed. No way. All right, let's take this. Let's ride. Smudged? Oh my word. Here's the question. Where's Ghosty? It just turned on the light. Wait. Did it just turn on? You suck a lot, dude. That was right next to me. Is it in the garage? Let me go get the power. Bathroom light? I think so. But yeah, I think this jerk kicked the power the second that it came over to us. Can you smudge a wraith if it teleports to you? Yes, you can. Yeah, if the wraith teleports directly on top of you, you absolutely can smudge. Alright. Where's your room, homie slice? Is this it? It's cold breath in there. Tis cold breath. But it is, I mean, it's kind of everywhere there, so we do have to be careful, SpongeBob. Let's try that. Yep, I hear it in the bathroom right now. You piece of shit. Did you just see its breath? What? That 1,000,000% explains why it keeps tripping the breaker. You're telling me that thing didn't, like, I didn't warm up the house at all? In the slightest? What? This house would be cold as fuck. I saw its breath when it rounded the corner. I didn't do a smudge timer either, but we're just going with it. Wow. Or it's a mimic. Right. This a-hole is all over the place, though. Okay. So let's go get this. Let's go get that other smudge in there. Funny mimic just choosing, like, oh, I'll just be all the fast ones today. What a butthole. I don't know. We'll see. If I have orbs, wow. What a jerk. For kicks, we'll bring you. You can look for Orbeez, you can. You definitely can. That there. I have trust issues. That's my problem. Watch it from here for a second. Not seeing any. Man, listen how fast. Like, really? Hey, goddess, how are you? Does the crucifix still work if you toss it instead of place it? Yeah. Yeah. Alright, it's done. Go check again. I don't have time. Oh, it went away anyway. Shit. to warm this joint up. Where is it, dude? Anybody? Oh, it's there. Look. I'll try. Yeah, that'll work. Wait for an appointment. Gotcha. Sure, there's a ghost in there. Yeah, why not? Queen Salem! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh shit! Oh, he scared the fuck out of me. No, no, not interested. No, no, I don't want any. No, no, please, I'm just a boy. Doc, I'm gonna loop it. Oh my god, Doc, hi. Oh my god, Queen and Doc are the same. That scared the shit out of me, dude. I was not expecting him to round the corner like that. Hello, friends, hi. Oh my god. It's a little tense. It's a little tense. Hi, Cheebs. Okay, you piece of trash. You fart on me, make me sick. I'm gonna send Doc after you. All right, I cannot get this thing to eat the crucifix. It won't do it. Perfect timing. Oh wait. Oh, tell me that's what I think that is. Please? Please? Hold on, I gotta run. I gotta go to the bathroom. Please do the thing. Please do the thing. Oh shit, I gotta prevent a hut with the crucifix. Oh, I'm in trouble. I'm gonna die. I have no more smudges. Queen, Doc, hello friends. Hi, Josie, thank you for the follow. Solo, hi. How are the games? How was DBD? How was the Phasmo? Doc, did you live? Queen, did you live? I don't know if you were playing Killer today or if you were playing Survivor a lot. I'm not sure. I did see you playing. Just taking a breath outside real fast. Lots of fun. Played Killer, guessing my perks in chat. Ooh. That's pretty cool. Could it be twins? No, it's a Hantu. It's a Hantu. Hey, Pika, how are you? Getting some fresh air. That's right. Woo! Ghost is spicy. But I still need crucifix and parabolic, and unfortunately, I'm in a really bad situation. Unless the ghost leaves the power on and it gets really, really warm inside, and the ghost is super slow. That is our hope. Oh, some internet stuff. Oh, that's annoying. Doc, I hope your internet stuff stops, man. Died in the last game. Having some internet issues. Blurred. I'm sorry. Corn dog, hello. What up, Kev? Have you played Repo solo? I have not. No. No, but I definitely could at some point. All right, listen. So we need this ghost just to eat the crucifix and give us a parabolic and wear Dipsy Doodah out of there. Okay? Come on. Now's your chance. Now's your time to shine. Now's your time to shine. And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3. Close enough. Would it be a Dipsy Doodah day, though? Hi, Baron. Oh, you sack of turds. You're not going to eat the crucifix because you're over there now. It's a great big beautiful tomorrow. Gator, how are you? crucifix. Eat it. Eat it. Salty, how are you? Mar, thank you for the prime. You left these in my place the other night. Oh, thank you. I didn't know where to put them. Oh, you stop it right now, sir. You left these at my house. I didn't know if to put them. Oh, you. Oh, you beautiful bastard. Oh, I'm taking it with me as a souvenir. I'm going to take this home so I can give it to Baron. Sprinkle some salt. Oh my god. Hi, Chianawawa. Holy crap. Crazy stuff. Queen. Learn from it. I was about to say, Fred, if you need to go get your foods, get some rest, hang out with the hubby, whatever you need to do, I appreciate you. Thank you. Same with you, Mr. Doc. Do all that family man stuff. Hanging out with my children. Ooh. I love my wife. Ooh. But I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Mr. Barron, how was Disney? I seen it. I saw the video. I know you're there. Or were there. How was? Very jelly. We're going later this year. The children don't know. Make sure they didn't hear me. All right. Well, Keith Birch, you almost tricked us with how fast you were. You almost tricked us. So close. So close. Oh. It's funny you were singing the Tomorrow song because I just saw that. Oh, man. That's my wife's favorite ride.
Welcome back.
You old haunt to you. We saw the breath. The breath is what gave it away. We were almost convinced it was a Thay. Crazy talk. But I'll take it. That's a no sanity, no evidence run. Epcot was on fire. Epcot was on fire yesterday. What the hell? What happened? All right. Matthew. Matthew, I'm going to do something. Hold on, dude. Give me a sec. Let's go to school. Already been there. Stop it. Baron, did I see you said you were sick? Oh, it's awful, but the trip was great. Well, I'm glad the trip was great. I can only imagine that the kiddo was just uber freaking overjoyed. I can only imagine. All right, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. We're going to mute this. Go over here. Do one of those. Go over here. I'm going to go here. We're going to mute this. Go over here. It didn't mute this. It did not mute this. Let's see. There we go. Was I ever into Devour? I played it a couple times, but it was never one that I got really into. I don't know. It was one of the ones where like you played a couple times, that's cool, but beyond that, I didn't play it a lot. Nah. I have friends that loved it a lot, but I just didn't. We love a good echo. Don't pander. Don't pander. Cataclysm, welcome in. Hello. What maps have we already done? We did high school, and then we did a no evidence, no sanity Willers. So what we could do, maybe we do a Sunny Meadows. Yeah, maybe. Devour's too scary. Try playing it in VR. I'll stop being nice. No, don't. You can make a new map for Phas. What would you like to see? I've always wanted to see a broke down carnival. The problem is that would be probably like a medium-sized map, and they're really focusing, I think, from here on out that I know of or believe they're gonna focus on small maps. For sure. School's gross. No, thank you, Matthew. You're always super helpful, man. Don't, please, there is no ties. There's no like, you must be, you must do, you must. Nope. It's just, if anything, it is there to give you power so that you don't get annoyed. Yeah. Yeah. Is your game original? I don't know what that means. All right, let's go to Sunny Meadows. The sky was red. It's died. Oh no.
Take a look at the equipment and prepare
Oh, it's so silent.
before starting the investigation. The ghost here.
No noise at all.
To a cursed
It's so quiet.
Go and take a closer look.
William Mills.
This will help you
Photo,
investigate.
firelight, sensor. It's so quiet. All right. Let's go. Oh boy. Oh boy. Orby check. You're right. I should. Absolutely should. Boss, thank you. Always do the Orby check. God, even doing this, like doing that, it's like laggy. All right, from there, if we don't see it here, then I don't think we have it. No, I don't think so. On Roblox, there's Phas. I'm aware. There's multiple versions of it. I have no interest in playing it. Dang it. My juice is in here. If I saw a look, it doesn't have to be a clown. I don't care about adding a clown ghost. That doesn't, that thing. I just want the map. Just the map. Yeah, I think many people have clown phobias. Ooh, there's a mirror. Well, I'll frickin' take it. Sir, yes, sir. Cosmic, thank you for the biddies. All right, where are we going? I don't know what room that is. Test, test. Hello, testes, testes. Thank you, Baron. Appreciate you, man. Downstairs hospital wing. Thank you for the biddies, guys. Appreciate you. Power? Oh, you suck. I have 80 sanity and we're taking a risk. I might not live to see the following day, but we're going to try it anyway. Because... well, hey, how are you? Nope, it's not there. I saw a bed. And that bed... oh my goodness gracious. I saw a bed that was long ways. The long way. Oh my goodness gracious. Yennefer, Cosmic. No. And it had a stethoscope at the top of the bed. And the bed was not turned over. Got it. It's here. It's here. All right. So we're looking at what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doors down. Great band. Great band. 5 doors down. Lil baby, thank you for the... you guys are awesome. Thank you. I am too fat to fit there. Killer Clowns? Oh, man. You know, that game was good. I guess I was just really hopeful. Oh, my God. I was really hopeful that I would like it more. It's a great one to pop in and play. It's just not one that caught our attention and held us. Yeah. Chat, we need to keep Flash in fear and wait until he gets up from his computer and his kids are here to tell them about Disneyland. Hey, what? Wait, what? Yeah, Bear, they have no idea that we are going. They have no clue. Son of a bitch! Lincoln, if you want to put any game suggestions, you can put them in my Discord. The Discord link's in chat. It's discord.gg/FlashForce. Yeah. Yeah. Aha, there's the power. Thank you, guys. Crown Empire. Baron. Cosmic. Thank you, guys. Oh, shit. I'm lost. Where am I? Who are you? Do the kids watch the VODs? No. No, they don't watch the VODs. Negative. Freaking halogen. Bella, thank you. Earning a Sunny badge. You really learned this map a lot. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's one really, really nice thing about doing a map 50 times over is you really start to figure stuff out. Never seen that power box before? It is only on this map. You're only going to find it here. Mitchell, I have not. I have not. I know people that have played that Storm Chaser game, though. Orlando. Orlando and Bevy. Yeah, we're on the East Coast. It's just easier for us. Guys, I have... What the hell? Why did that just go like filled with fog to not filled with fog? That was weird. I have ads coming. We're going to go ahead and run while I'm in the truck. This is perfect time for us to stop so you guys don't miss stuff. So I do 3 minutes of ads every hour to remove the pre-rolls. So if you're not subbed, if you don't have a turbo, if you don't have Twitch turbo, don't worry about it. I wait for you. So 3 minutes, BRB, we're going to wait in the truck. You're not going to miss anything. You're going to miss literally zero. Ghost was hotboxing, but the ghostie wasn't even in that room. Yeah, weird. Have on in the background. Packing for the move. You're moving? Oh my God. Are you moving far away? Thoughts on pickles up your butt? That's a Baron question. That's a Baron question. That's not a me question. Do I like solo games? Yeah. I does. I does indeed. Solo, friendly, like games that you can join up with a bunch of friends and play. I like all the stuff. I just don't want to go back to Florida. I understand. I understand. We've been planning for a while. We wanted to surprise them this year and take them. So yeah, we're gonna do it this year. Later. After the wife has had the babies, give it a little bit of time and then off to the races. Yeah. What age would you let your kids play Phas? I mean, honestly, probably me personally, 12, 13. Can you play with me now? No, because we're not playing viewers. So that wouldn't make any sense. Yeah. Bruh, thank you for the 2 months. Thank you so much, man. Red, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. You're also going? Let's go. Can he see the messages? He can see them. Yeah. Did you say plural? No. No. I just said to babies as just a thing. No, it is one. I'm sorry. It is one. No, just one. That'd be one hell of a surprise. Surprise. Can you play again? I don't know what that means. Mine are like 12 and up that are playing. Yeah, that's totally fine. Listen, man, if you're a parent, it is your discretion what you feel is appropriate for your kids. You're going to know if your kids are ready to play games on PC, certain game, whatever it may be. It's up to you, man. My kids play Xbox. They play PlayStation. Like, yeah. Thoughts on a new game mode like APOC? What do you mean? Would it not just be APOC? There's a town in Arizona called Surprise, and that's what it says on their police cars. Surprise! My son is 7, plays when he feels brave. Yeah, it's up to you, man. Is a solid black hat your fave? It is. It is. I'm a pretty dark mode guy. Yep. Flash's kids like Rocket League. Not really. They downloaded it and they tried playing it song. They just, I don't know. I don't know if they got frustrated or what. On the weekends, they play Fortnite. What's really funny is that they play Fortnite in rooms next to each other. So you just hear them yell at each other, which is pretty funny. Like a new game mode, like hide and seek or something. I don't know. Some sort of like random game modes to pop up for a short while would be a lot of fun. I don't know if they would spend the time to do it. Like a prop hunt kind of thing where you can be objects and people have to find like that stuff. I don't know. Like games when they incorporate that kind of stuff, I like it a lot because it's just funny playing something different. But I don't think they would ever spend the time for something like that for it to just go away. Not even headsets. Nope. Doors are open and they're screaming at each other. That is 100% accurate. One is in his room playing on PlayStation. The other's in his room playing Xbox. And they're both playing together. Sometimes they'll play like online and play against other people, whatever. But then sometimes they'll just do one-on-one and try to best each other, which is pretty funny. Do you know if they're gonna do the Easter egg hunting again? I don't think it's gonna be Easter egg hunting. I think we're gonna get something different. I think this year, this Easter event is going to be different. And then from now on, all of the events are going to seem very similar to the previous year. I think so. That's my guess. Oh, prop hunt would be so funny. Would be too good. Have I played Phasmophobia VR? I have. I have indeed. All right. Well, Ghosty Shorts, we're going to bring this. I like taking these in there just to get them out of the way. When's the Easter event start? I'm not sure. I don't think we've heard any dates quite yet. But what an asshole. Do I try to do this in the dark? It just shut my power off. Anything about April Fools? They didn't do one last year. I can only assume they're not going to do another one this year. What do you say we try to do this in the dark? What do you say? Right now I can see. A little bit. Thank God you have a massive camera to help you see. Jesus Christ. What is wrong with you? I have a heart attack. All right. I need to walk this way. Okay. Did you get tier 2 head cam? I probably just didn't update. Which one I was supposed to have. Oh God. We're good. We can do this. All right, we made it through the first door. Okay, I want to stick to the... Nope. That almost got stuck there last time. Okay. We made it through the next door. Stick to the wall a little bit. Oh, shit. I'm lost. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm lost. I just did a loop-de-loop and pull. I'm at a door. Hold on. Let me see. I hate your face. All right. There's this door here. What is this door? Where am I? There's a chair there. Hold on. Is that the stairwell? Haha, found it. Okay, we're good. Look at that. In pitch black. Better question. Why are you? Hunter, my day is going well. How are you? Why is going... I got a better one. This is Nightmare, yeah. It definitely is. Oh, please give us some kind of evidence. We're going to be really, really hopeful here. What'd you miss? Me trying to get out of the basement without any light? Because the second that we started to go into the map, the ghost shut the power off like a butthole. So we're hoping for dots or for writing. I don't know if we're going to get it. We're probably not, but you never know. Come on. It's going to be a Goryo, isn't it? Well, I mean, if it's going to be a Goryo, hopefully it'll give us dots. We'll at least have something. Yeah. We'll try. We'll try. Delayed reaction. Hello, how are you? That's us right now. All right. We're going to take these in there and hope for the best. Do you have thick or thin hair? Hat. I have hat. What's your favorite gadget to use? One of my favorite things is either probably the tier 3 dots or the video camera. Video camera is pretty cool. See, now we can see. See, now we can see. See. Third option? Yeah, hat. All right, Ghost. Touch Nanor. I'm not playing this game of turning on the power, turning it off, turn it on, turn it off. Not happening. See, this is my little, like my little line of sight to let me know that I'm to the room. All right, touch Nanor. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Where are you? Probably not. No. Don't you communicate with the ghost? No. How dare you? Thank you for the bits. No. Will you please touch the door? William Mills, you better touch this door, sir. She's talking to the ghost via bits. I don't like it. I don't like it. Teddy, welcome and thank you for the follow. Where are you? Like, are you a shade? You sack of shit. Wait, can you be a shade? EMF ghost writing freezing. Where's my writing book? I'm taking this with me. I'm taking this with me. We're going this way. F this shit. Human aid! Oh, fucking hell. Sweet Lord. Dude, holy... That's not even an event that's happening now. The heartbeat got me. I'll be honest. The heartbeat got me a little bit. But when I heard Krampus, I knew something was up. God damn it. Goodness. Holy shit. Human aid, man. God dang. Thank you so much. Guys, please thank those that gift you. Always, always, and forever. Holy shit. Angry Beavers? Listen, man, it's just part of my nostalgia. It's my life. That's my life. Holy hell. Okay, where are we? Just breathe, man. Just breathe. Oh, I need a photo of this butthole? All right. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to go down there with a motion sensor, a candle, and a camera. It's going to event. We're going to take a photo. It's going to blow out the firelight following, and we're going to leave. And I'll do one room check for the bone. That is it. Where did I see the power? Courtyard, right? We'll go turn this on one more time. Human aid, I appreciate it so stinking much. Playing on Nightmare. Ironically, I think I have a shade that's cutting my power off. With Agorio, are Dutski's forced evidence? Yes, they are. Yes. The if you have a Goryo and you are able to get evidence, you have to get dots. Yeah, that's the nice thing about it. Interesting. I'm gonna light this for now, so I can see where I'm going. And then we can do this just to turn it off. I'm a potato. Holy hell. Hey, Bryce. This is sunny. Yes, this is the full sunny. Imagine needing to see. Wait. I have not. I can make it easier for you guys to see. I just choose to have you in the darkness with me. Yeah, see? Oh, wait. Oh, I gotta stop doing that. That was a really stupid, that's a stupid thing to do. But okay, I am kind of lost. There we go. I'm probably using matchsticks as I do that. I forgot I don't have a lighter. That was a whoopsie. Definite whoopsie doodle. All right, you're not going to blow that out while I'm here. So we'll go out here so you can do it. Here, there you go. Oh, biscuits and butter. I could have... You can run out of matches. Yes. Yes, that's one of the things that makes upgrading so good, is having a lighter or things of that nature. That's so stupid. I'm so dumb. Oh, God. Help. Help me. That's... Hold on. Wait. I'm confused. Where am I? Oh, there's the camera. I see it. There it is. The camera's helpful because it shows you where you are. There we go. Do you have matches in the truck? I do. I just don't want to have to go back for them. Oh, it blew out the thing? Oh, it did the thing? We're ready. Come on. Bring your roses, you little shit. Come on, what are you waiting for? Ooh, I can retain my sanity like this. Stop it. I don't want a death strangle. I just want to vote out. The other thing I like about Sunny is how dark it is without light. It is very dark. I have a filter that you guys can see a little bit better. I just chose not to turn it on so you could experience the pain that I'm feeling as we speak. Yeah. So we have writing, we have freezing. We're pretty convinced this is a Moroi. I mean a Moroi, god damn it. We're pretty convinced this is a shade. It was doing nothing while I was in the room. I'm sitting here with hopes that Ghosty will decide to event so I can get a photo of it. Immersion. Migraine coming, Vaughn. I feel that, man. Yeah, the air pressure today is just, it is hitting me too. Feel better. So kind of you not killing chat's immersion. You're welcome. We are here to please. All got migraines. I mean, I have one definitely coming soon. I don't know. We might have a shorter stream today just because. Always take care of yourselves, friends. Always, forever, always please take care of yourself. Listen, if you event, I will take a photo. I will then search precisely 3 rooms for the bone. If I don't see the bone, we move on. That's not very nice. Did you ever come back to the Exit 8 style cabin game? It was a 1 stream. I did not play that again. It's in there throwing stuff. It's not very nice. I did not. Yeah. Oleg, hello. Will you get a photo? The chances are slim, dude. We have to get it to a vent, which that's fun part number 1. Maybe it wants me to be out here. How are you and the family? We're good. No, don't you apologize for lurking. You get out of here. I hope that you're having a good weekend, friend. Thank you. It's the mirror. It's the mirror. So I can't even use an object to force an event. The only thing I can do is force it to hunt and try and get it during a hunt. Yes, holding a camera during a hunt allows the ghost can detect you. Yes. That's so much better at the game. Oh, Oliver, thank you so much. Hello? Wait, you just threw that, right? Ka-chow. Oh, it's walking out here. Oh. Get a photo of that too? You're back in your room. Go ahead, blow out your firelight. Didn't work. Maybe it wants a 360. Almost. It's a shade. It's not going to cooperate. Okay. A shade will not throw objects with you in the room with it. So if I wanted to sit in here and continue getting like interactions with it, can't. I don't know what it just threw. Is it this? Maybe a 720? I don't know if I can. I don't have enough mouse space. Did it knock over the camera? Did it? Oh, it did. What a jerk. Throws mouse across room. Oh, come on. Matthew P. Hello. Hi, friend. Do we give up? Do we give up? It's throwing shit down there now. Look, I know the Galaxy Quest motto, but just a shy ghosty. Yeah, by definition, this ghost is supposed to be shy. Like, it's kind of its job. Do this so we can see a little bit better if it throws anything around here. Never give up, never surrender. Need to adjust the ISO and the f-stop on that camera. Sorry. Yeah, that's my bad. Yeah, in this kind of a darkness, ISO 200, 4.5, 125 shutter speed, you wouldn't see jack shit. Like this way we see it now? Yeah, right. With the flash, maybe a little bit, maybe. I've noticed the ghosts love to event when I don't actually need a picture of it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we haven't had a single event yet. Not one. Such a great movie. Dude, I'm so glad I found that on VHS. I was at the store and I saw it. I was like... Shanna, hello. Drop the camera equals higher chance. All right, you got it. Ready? Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know what it interacted with. Holy. What did it throw? Oh, it might have been this. Life, how are you? Did it airball? Does that candle have any fire left on it? Give me this. Get farted on? Yeah. I think it did. I think that's why the lights are out. What a freaking jerk. No. We're not sitting here for 15 years dealing with that. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Can you spin the wheel? Why would I do that? Hunt trial? Well, having it hunt, I mean, I could, and then, like, maybe it's just being an absolute jerk. Yeah, I think the better question would be, have you spun the wheel? Not can you. Yeah. It's just sitting in there hanging out, man. Will it walk this way? See you, Taylor. Walk this way. So quiet. All right, whatever. Could be wrong for sure. Am I spending the next 30 years doing this? No. Why shade? It was doing nothing while I was in the room with it. Doing literally nothing while we're in the room. There we go. Hunt's over. This mirror's ours. Why shade exists? Huh? Ugh. Seems shady. If this is a revenant, tears. Demon is always the answer. Sorry. I have failed you. I do apologize.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
At least it was acting the way it should. I think that's probably the way to look at it. At least it was acting the way it should. Flabby Matt! Sago, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Oh my goodness gracious. Flabby! Oh my word indeed. Very shady ghost. Oh, I've got a tier 3 flashlight. Time to upgrade stuff. Matt, thank you so much, man. You guys are nuts. Oh, geez is correct. Oh, geez. Oh, dear. We have upgrades. We got upgrades. Give, give, give. Give, give, give. You want cheese? Go to the fridge. Oh, gee, golly gosh. Hi, Mr. Chinkus. Oh, man. Chinkus, weather's getting to me, man. Yeah, freaking air pressure, all that jazz. It's just, yeah, lots of fun. I also didn't have caffeine till way later in the day. That probably didn't help much either. Big stretch. Big stretch. What just happened? Did somebody gift memberships? Oh, who did the thing? I can't see it over here. No ads for a month. Yes, enjoy the emotes, friend. If you guys are subbed and you're in my Discord, make sure to link your Twitch to Discord because you get a roll. You do get the sub roll. Got me too? Yeah, man. It's just annoying. It's annoying. I mean, to be fair, I haven't taken medicine yet. I've been trying to take the least amount as possible. But yeah, it's so annoying. Very annoying. No, on the YouTube side, gaming. On the YouTube side. Caffeine headaches, yeah. They've always helped my migraines and my headaches. It's always been nice. They've always been super, super helpful. Oh, man. What time is it? 3:30? What, a Grafton? Maybe. Maybe. Nice little chilled graphiton. I say nice chill, but it won't be. I do wish you started with the photo camera. It would be nice. Yeah, you get a lot of silent migraines. My problem is I feel like the ones that I get are all over the place. Like I feel like they feel like tension. Sometimes they feel clusters. Sometimes they feel, it's just everywhere. It's tough. Watching the vids to help. Hope you're having fun. I am Xander. Thank you. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you. Betta, welcome in. All right, let us go do a nightmare at Graphiton. Migraines are never the vibe. No, they are not. No, they are not. Ay, ay, ay. What are cluster headaches? Cluster headaches, the best way to explain it, it's like not having anything for a while, and then all of a sudden you start having them for like a couple weeks or like a month where they're off and on all the time. That's what it feels like. Have you looked into I'm talking to a neurologist right now, trying to figure out all the stuff and the things. So we're working on it. We're getting there. I'm going through the right process. Look after you. Thank you, Oleg. Thank you. Yeah, we're getting there. All in due times, friends. All in due times. Can you play? Whenever we do viewer days. Yeah, we have a viewer day next month. We met our monthly goal. So we just had to pick a day. We have Leslie Holmes. We need to escape, EMF, and repel. Lovely. We don't need a ghost photo. I'm not upset. Not upsetty spaghetti. Yes, sir. Yes, Heat. Yes, please check out the Midnight Society. Please go check out all those amazing peeps like Mr. Chingus, one of my homies. We play games all the time. I accidentally knock him into pits that I was unaware of in Repo. He gets me killed by smudging incorrectly. It's a good time for everyone. Sherlock Holmes' sister. Someone told me to watch that show that has oh, what's her name from Stranger Things? It's like a Sherlock Holmes style thing. Someone said to watch it. Alone? Is it? Starts with an E. What's her name? How can I thank the person who gifted? If you check your notifications, you can see who gifted. Millie Bobby Brown. Yeah. Oh, Enola Holmes. That's what it is. Thank you. That's the one. Someone said that was really good. I just haven't seen it yet. Imagine blaming Chinggis for killing you after the things you've done. I'm sorry. Would you like to see the footage of what he did? How many times have I gotten him? Oh my. Chinggis is innocent. He has a clip of all the deaths he caused in a single run. Let us count the ways. Listen. Ooh. Chinggis and I have an agreement. We do not go after each other. Okay? We are the Revengers. That is who we are. Was it Chinggis or Chiba that kept running into the pit on Lethal? Oh, that was totally Chiba. Oh, man. That was so good. I went back and watched that clip recently. Chiba was running. I said something. He started laughing. And he just, all of a sudden, his voice gets cut off. And Doc comes up and he goes, says something about like, hey, Chief, it's pretty dark. You have a flashlight? How do you get merchandise? Do ! merch. Can you see the ghost? Yeah, it's possible to see the ghost. All right, get you, get you, get you. Was watching an old VOD when Coach made a D's nuts joke and you killed her with the music box. Very appropriate. In my opinion. Need more lockdown protocol. Lockdown is good. It is good. It's definitely, even though more, very murdery, a very comfy vibe. Repo's definitely been the game recently. It's just been so fun. They do have crowd control with Repo. And I did watch Vin play it. I'm just debating whether I want to do it or not. It seems pretty crazy. Let's do that. Sounds like a very Lethal Company clip. Oh, I've got plenty of those too. Unfortunately, no one will play. You probably check their Discord. I bet they have a lot of people playing. Crowd control. Yeah. Crowd control is a way for you to manipulate the game. That clip of you pushing Chingus into the pit on accident. Just listen, man. Pure entertainment. Absolute accident. Break tried to do that to me, except that she literally pushed me into a pit with the cart full of money. She just threw me / money / cart into the pit. Gone. Kills Laugh made that clip 100 times funnier. Everybody made that clip so much better. It was worth it. No, it was not. She did have a plan. It was mean. She's so mean. Oh no. Don't start doing that. It's the middle of the day. I want to try to work out or do something after stream, hopefully. Enjoyed watching Headliners. That's another fun one. Yeah. At least my clips of you dead don't go viral. Excuse me. Mine did not. You son of a bitch. It went from in here to in there. Were you just, was this ever your room? Loves, how are you? Hello. That son of a bitch. There's our breath. Question is, good God. Oh, you're gonna walk and then just, okay. Well, we know it's not you. Oh, I've chair hiding though. That's lovely. Oh, the Chingus, his fading scream is what made me cry. Shock factor me realizing that there was a pit. Started dying, literally in tears, when I heard him falling down, going, oh God. It's a D or a Thay. So if you're playing on Nightmare and you get dots, hold. If you're playing on Nightmare and you get dots in writing, you're left with a D or a Thay. That means it's a Thay. Because a Dio has to have Spirit Box and I'm not going to get it. So we have a possible early hunter. Not interested. I'm taken. Bye. Imagine if she hunted. That would have been pretty funny. I would have accepted my fate and dealt with the death. Respectfully. Okay. Escape and repel. Sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Hey, Luffy, how are you? You want to eat Girl Scout cookies? I've been restraining myself from eating Girl Scout cookies. The tagalongs are just absolutely to die for. So good. They're so good. You never liked? Oh, I do. Not a lot of them, but I definitely like them. We're gonna try this. Oh, I love them. At one point, Dairy Queen had a blizzard that was a tag-along blizzard. Why they took it away, I don't know. Absolute blasphemy. Blasphemy. What's really funny is that, like, I've been trying to pay attention to, like, portion sizes and things like that. Looking at calories and stuff. And it's like, when you look at those cookies, you don't just eat a portion size. Like, you eat a sleeve. You know what I mean? That's the portion size. It's an entire sleeve. Avery, how are you? Welcome in. Thin Mints are your favorite? Yeah, my wife, I think, my wife or someone else likes to put them in the freezer. All right. Let's rock. Did I did see the bone. Frozen Thin Mint slap, yeah. Portion size is the whole box. That's fair. Whatever works for you, you know? Huge bone, dude. It's the best place for them. I never tried any from the freezer. I don't like them crunchy. Like, I like it gooey. I like it when there's goo. Oh, crap. Mistakes. Mistakes were mismade. You there. Good. Hey, Blame, how are you? How do you know if it's a wraith? Depends on the situation. If you have a ghost walk over salt and it doesn't actually leave a footprint like this in the salt, then you know it's a wraith. It's either that or a mimic. One of the two. Do you know how to get a wraith? Play the game until you get it? What? Are you about to ask me, do I know how to be a wraith? Ask it nicely. Hey, can you be a wraith? Ka-chow. All right, let's try this for safety. Put you there. Hey, DK, can I have a wraith, please? Well, eventually, we're going to make her hunt. I just want to get the photos. 1, 2, 3. We need 5 more. So really, I need 1 more. Hey, Dom, how are you? Had someone wanting a Revenant last night, and we got... Oh, you got it the match after. I mean, close enough. Leslie, we could go for a ghost photo. Hey, Leslie. Order Wraith on the phone. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Hey, you should light this on fire. Leslie. Just, oh, geez. Oh, I forgot I could get a dots photo. Thanks for the reminder, lady. I forgot. Mama Sids. What up, homie? Goo. No, I want a ghost photo. Do it. Dots. Let's go. Mama Sids, how was your stream? I don't want the bottle. I want your dots. Come on. We bring darkness, chaos, and treats. Wait, what kind of treats? We were just talking about Girl Scout cookies. Leslie. Dot photo in 3, 2, 1. 1. 1. 1.5. Leslie. Please. Your favorite treats. Mama says, thank you for the 6 months. No dots for you. Come on. Maybe she doesn't like where I'm standing. She wants me to be here. Right here. All right, I'm ready. All right, never mind. Hold on. All right, I'm ready. She's camera shy. All right, I'll put it away. Maybe that's what it is. Hey, Blood Beast, how are you? I think that's what it is. I think she's camera shy too. Nobody here trying to take any photos. Nope. Not me. Ka-chow! Get wrecked, nerd! We got her so good. She wasn't even ready for it. What a nerd. Right. Right as I type it out, she shows up. Yeah, we could shout her too. That's right. All right. Do I know what my cursed object is? Did I see it in my travels? Look at her there. Immediately shot her down. Well, now I just feel bad. Probably the circle. Yeah, probably. She's like, oh, you think you're funny? Oh, you like to play with my emotions? That's fine. I'll play with you in the afterlife. Oh, why were you back here? It is the circle. What a jerk. Uh-oh. Okay. She just turned this light off. Spicy. Okay. We like. Look at her go. She's like, I'm gonna find you, you piece of shit. I will find you. Can you summon Chipotle? Let's go. Oh, I would love some Chipotle. I might have to suggest that to the missus. Honey, I know we should get for dinner. Some Chipotle? Oh. Love some good Chipotle. It's so good. It's so good. It took me a while to warm up to it. I think the problem was that I just didn't enjoy eating Chipotle as a burrito. It just seemed too much. It was too much. But in a bowl, oh, so good. Too good, dude. Sabrina, thank you for the 2 months. Surprised my oldest didn't detect a disturbance in the force and come running in the mention of Chipotle. Oh my god. My kids like it. Izzy's like half and half. Some days she's in the mood, some days she's not. What do I think of Qdoba? I haven't had it in a very long time. I only ever had it when I worked a job near one. Way back in the day. Other than that, I haven't had it. Yeah. Always go bowl. Yeah, man. I do half chicken, half steak. Yes, sir. Probably do more chicken this time if I'm trying to like get some high protein or anything like that. You son of a bitch! My goodness. The Crown Empire. My dude. Thank you for the subs. I appreciate you. Son of a bitch. I just load up Phaz and I seem to be getting the same stuttering you are. 4050 laptop GPU. Yeah, that's not right. Yeah, that's not okay. I'm going to report it myself. If you guys are also noticing stuttering, please make sure you report it. There she goes. There she goes again. Don't hang out here. Hey, fuck off. Hey, you're cheating. You cheater. F off. Lady. She's following me. She said, don't run away from your feelings. Oh, I need the photos. So we should have 4 here. You made her cry. No, I didn't. It wasn't my fault. I swears to it. Dunzo. All right. Bye, Taylor Swift. We love you. Cheater, cheater, peanut eater. Well, that's a new one. I haven't heard that one before. Stinky Ghost. It is Stinky. Yeah, she's out of here. Look at her, though. Finally. Proof. Finally. Get in here. She's stream sniping. She was. Little jerk.
Welcome back.
Do I listen to YouTube chat? No, I read it. They. It's nice when you have the evidence that you can just completely eliminate some ghosts. Like, you know you don't have a Dio because you don't have a Spirit Box and you have one other option. Makes it super nice. So, nicely done. Lovely. Maverick, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate it, man. Johnny, how are you? Do you know anything about the Grafton rework and what? No, we have no idea about date. No clue. I will know when you know. So we will all probably see probably some kind of a teaser on social media. I can only imagine. And then they'll announce it on social medias and Discord and everything like that. So I'm not going to know that information until you guys know it. But as of right now, if you check the Trello, I believe it still says in progress. So TBD. And we haven't heard anything else. The only image that we have seen from Grafton is the one outside. The chicken coop. Yeah. How often do I play custom games? It depends. It really depends on what I'm doing. If I'm doing like some sort of no evidence, no sanity, 10 time, that's a custom. But sometimes I'll do just, I don't know. It just depends if I'm doing anything above nightmare or insanity. Hard to say. Hard to say. Is there an Instagram for Midnight Society? No, there's not. No, we haven't posted as much. It's tough to do when you have so many people doing so many different things. We've had amazing peeps help with social media. Like Queen helped a crap ton, which was awesome. It's really tough when everybody has lots of stuff going on. So we do what we can. For sure. Callie, thank you for the biddies. This or repo? Why not both? No more headache. Let's go, Juju. Yeah, I'll be trying to get rid of. I have a minor one. I'm gonna try to get rid of it soon. We will try. Pixie, thank you for the 2 months, dude. Sorry, blow my nose. Mine, I know, is partially because of allergies. Bother me. It's kind of a mixed bag. Am I doing a no evidence run? No, not right now. No, we were doing nightmares. Do you think they'll add some new ghost type in the near future? My guess, no. I think that they're focusing on things beyond. I think they're focusing on things beyond ghost types. There's a lot of things they need to do. A lot of things. Yeah. Will there be a community mod that you'd want to see with the game? Like modding sort of like Lethal Company and stuff? I don't know. Probably not until the game's finished. I would assume. All right. Friends, I'm going to call it there. It is almost 4 o'clock anyway, but yeah, I already feel headache stuff happening. So I want to make sure that I know my limits. Know when to stop. Take a break from screens, go do stuff. But I appreciate you, friends. Thank you so much for another awesome stream. We're going to go find someone to raid. YouTubes, much love. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, if you're not in the Discord, I have one. It is there. You have coffee? Send it. And the rest of my socials are there. I post on YouTube, TikTok, Blue Sky, all the things. Haven't had a chance to post a lot of the short form socials recently just because of how busy I've been, but we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Thank you for the follows. One and only. Thank you. Appreciate it, friends. But let's go find us a raid target. No, thank you guys. I'll be live tomorrow. We have a weekly to do, and then we'll have games after. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do for said games after the weekly. It's hard for me to make a choice depending on how long it's going to take, but we will see. We will see. Thank you, Morgan. Yeah, that's what Sundays are for. Spending the rest of the time with the fam. Of course. Maybe actually I'll focus on work. You should have been doing that. Let's see. All right. I know where we're going. There's a certain fart blurp lover that I think would love to have us. So, friends, if you're a follower, the first message is for you. Creepy tier 3s, the last one's for you. And the one in between is for regular stuff. There's a certain fart lover that I think would love to have us. She has a very welcoming community, tons of fart blurps. I think she would just love to have us. Who could that be? I don't even know, dude. I don't know. It could be anybody. She must enjoy pink eye. No, it's not bare ass. Listen. We're all wearing pants. There's no BJMs in here. No, Break is a homie. I'm going to talk to her. Maybe figure out. Dude, I might do Repo again on Wednesday. I think it might happen. It's been so fun lately. Like, that game has been such a blast. And using Wednesdays as that day to play something else outside of our normal Phas grind has been really cool. It's been a lot of fun. So I think Wednesday might happen again, especially when she threw you into a hole. She's the best. That's why she deserves all the fart blurp love, Mr. Rafa. That is why. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you all so stinking much. Thank you so stinking much. I'm getting my raid message prepared to go. Many much farts. Many much. That's right. That is right. But thank you guys so much. Have an amazing rest of your weekend, guys. Thank you. I will be live tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. If you're not used to that time, I appreciate you all. Love you to death. Thank you for everything for today. Bye, friends.